Sorry. Chair, now you're on.
Okay. At 6:30 PM, I'm going to call the meeting to order. Renee, can I please have a roll call?
Mr. Brewer,
Here.
Mr. McDaniel,
Here.
Ms. McCowan,
Here.
Mr. Parker,
Here.
Ms. Byrd,
Here?
Mr. McClure, Mr. Griffith, Ms. Kindle,
Here.
Mr. Jablonski.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Moving to our consent docket, starting with item number 1, consideration of approval, a rejection, amendment, and/or postponement of the minutes of the January 12th, 2023 regular Planning Commission meeting, and certificates of survey. Item number 2, consideration of approval, acceptance, rejection, amendment, and/or postponement of COS-2223-4, consideration of a Norman Rule Certificate of Survey submitted by Danny Lovett, Macbacks Land Surveying, PLLC, for Lovett Ranch with a variance of the private road width from 20 feet width to 12 feet width for 79.267 acres of property generally located at the north side of East Post Oak Road, approximately a half-mile east of the 72nd Avenue Southeast. And item number 3, consideration of approval, acceptance, rejection, amendment, and/or postponement of COS-2223-5, consideration of a Norman Rule Certificate of Survey submitted by Edwin Rule, Pollard and Whited Surveying, Inc., for amended rules, Emerald Springs Edition, with a variance in the private road width from 20 feet width to 12 feet width for 38.32 acres of property generally located south of Franklin Road, approximately a quarter-mile east of 12th Avenue Northwest. Does any member of the commission wish to remove any item from the consent docket? Does any member of the audience wish to remove any item from the consent docket? And if so, if you'll announce which item. Okay, I would take a motion.
I make a motion to approve the items.
And a second,
Second.
and a vote.
You may vote. Everyone has voted, and the motion carried 8.
Moving to the next item, a planned unit development, item number 4, consideration of approval, acceptance, rejection, amendment, and/or postponement of ordinance number O-2223-27. RELA LLC requests rezoning from A2 Rural Agricultural District to PUD planned unit development for 19.84 acres of property generally located at 5201 24th Avenue Northeast. Our staff presentation.
Yes. Hello, Laura Hoggett with the Planning Department. They are. What if I do the scrolly? There we go. I'll scroll. All right, we have an application from RELA LLC, which will be operated by Sunhive Collective. I'll go into that later. For rezoning from A2 Rural Agricultural District to PUD Planned Unit Development at 5201 24th Avenue Northeast. Sorry. Okay, so the property is currently zoned A2 and it's surrounded by all A2. And currently there's a single family home on the lot, and then it's all single family or agricultural uses surrounding them. This is an aerial as it exists now. And this is looking at the property off 24th across the street to the west, going north on 24th and then looking south. This is our site plan. So Sunhive is a nonprofit organization that offers daytime programming for individuals who have physical or intellectual disabilities. And the applicant is here who could give you a little more information on that. The existing building that's in the yellow, I don't know if you guys can see that. It's a single family home that they're converting to allow activity space. And then there are some other proposed buildings on the property. I'm sorry, I can't get this right. So just north of there, they're proposing a building that would be all open for activities, and then a caretaker home further east. and then open space back where the floodplain is. So I think they're gonna do a little bit of a presentation, but I'm here for questions and we forward this for consideration.
Thank you. Any questions by the commission for staff? Seeing none, we'd love the applicant presentation.
Good evening to all. My name is Hussein Torbati. I am a board member at the Sun Hive Collective, and my wife, Patty, is also present. She's the owner of the Rella LLC that has purchased this property, and we're developing the property to donate to Sun Hive for their use, for their sole use. We're doing we're donating it for their use for as long as they're in operation. The Sun Hive Collective is a brand new program that was established by some family members of children with disability, along with teachers of special needs students. My wife and I later joined the board and have been able to lend a hand and try to help them succeed in their goals, as my daughter is also a member of this facility. And so they're in great need of help, and we looked for different properties, and we found that this property will meet our needs. What questions can I answer for you guys?
Any questions for the applicant? Okay.
I do have
thank-
one question.
Yes, sir.
Is there any plans for expansion in the future on this site, or is this really kind of what you imagine that this site will be developed out as? And
The program only works if we keep the applicants and members to a limited number, because these individuals, these members have specific needs. And their needs they're not the type that they're fully independent. We're helping them to socialize them, getting them some taking them places and teaching them social activities, and as well as teaching them jobs, and also help to keep the parents working, because believe it or not, if they're not working, if we don't have this, then they cannot have a safe place for their child to go to, and they cannot work. So to answer your question, currently this is it. Unless if we buy additional land and to expand it, this is it.
Thank you.
30 maximum, yes. We're going into different phases of this project. Phase one, and it all depends on the finances, how we get the finances. But phase one that we currently can guarantee out of personal funds is the finishing the building, finishing the barn and the vegetable garden and other things, and the privacy fence around that area where we'll be mostly at. That's phase one, okay? Phase two is the additional, once our numbers hit 16, we'll be looking at building the activity center, hopefully sooner. But the activity center will allow us to grow to our maximum of 30 students. And then phase number 3 would be the addition of the residents just on the green side, just to the east of the white part, where that would be the place for our caretaker once we have the animals, and also or a teacher that want to stay on site and take care of things. Any other questions I can answer for you folks?
I just have a comment. I think this is a fantastic project.
Thank you.
And I especially like that, you're incorporating nature into the project as it recognizes the importance of nature to human well-being.
That is their whole program.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
it
they
looks
like to
wonderful.
get the hands-on with the kid, with our members. We keep calling them kids, but they're adults. We want to get them hands-on doing stuff, whereas they're not able to do that getting a job. Versus here, this is more controlled environment. They can do up to what they can do. We're not going to expect them to take care of the entire property. We're going to do that ourselves, but they can do whatever they want. They can walk, they can mow the lawn, they can go take care of the chickens. So that's really that. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions for the applicant? All right. Seeing none, I'll move to audience comments, and if anybody would like to make a comment, we have a cart back there that has tan colored sheets. If you will fill in your name and address on there, and when you come up to the microphone, just make sure to state your name and address.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Not seeing any public comments, so moving to Planning Commission discussion, if any. Okay, seeing none, I would take a motion for this item.
I'll move to approve.
And a second?
I second.
Thank you. And a vote, please.
You may vote. Everyone has voted, and the motion carried 8-0.
Moving to our next item, number 5, consideration of approval, acceptance, rejection, amendment, and/or postponement of ordinance number O-2223-28. Plant Life LLC requests rezoning from R1 Single Family Dwelling District to C2 General Commercial District for 0.53 acres located at 2516 Briggs Street. And I will take that staff presentation. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's right. It did postpone. That one is postponed. Do we take a motion for? Okay. I would, unless there's any presentation or comment by commission, I would take a motion for postponement.
Move to approve, to postpone, excuse me.
I second.
Thank you. And a vote.
You may vote. Everyone has voted, and the motion carried 8-0.
Thank you. Moving on to miscellaneous discussion. Does staff have any information for the commission? Do we have confirmation if we will be meeting in this building next time? Do we know for sure? And to still be here, some of the AV stuff isn't done yet. So I'm sure they will notify us if something changes. Any commissioners have any comments to make? All right. Well, if there's nothing else to come up for the commission, I'll declare it adjourned.